My Hero Academia Chapter 409, Bakugo delivers his final ultimate move to defeat All For One. Who needs 8, 9, 1,000 quirks when you can just have Bakugos? Welcome to this My Hero Academia Chapter 409 review. I'm Truth Hero, and let's get to the 3 biggest takeaways from this chapter. 1. Bakugo's insane genius use of his quirk's limitations to defeat All For One. 2. The psychological defeat of the Villain King, with Hawks getting the last laugh. And 3. What's next for Shigaraki and Bakugo? Boku no Hero Academia Chapter 409 was basically one giant fight scene, and I'm okay with that. Also, my apologies last week as there was no video for Chapter 408. I was terribly sick, and as you can probably definitely tell from my voice, I'm still getting over whatever it was. But without further ado, let's dive in. To start with Bakugo, we see a flashback to his birth, a boy raised with love, and we see Bakugo telling Deku that he'll do anything he dreams of with his explosions. Bakugo says that he will no longer get in Deku's way and try to compete with him. It's very cool that in this moment, Bakugo finally matures and is now just chasing the best version of himself. Yes, he still probably wants to be the greatest hero, but he no longer feels like he's chasing or trying to keep up with Izuku, or that he's at a loss to him somehow because he doesn't have multiple quirks. As we'll soon see, Bakugo's pretty clever with the one quirk he does have, and as he's preparing for this final attack against All For One, and what the Villain King is currently charging up, he says, "I only need my one explosion quirk." Amen, brother. Just be yourself. How does that phrase go? Comparison is the thief of joy. Just be the best version, the most talented version of yourself possible. Live to achieve your fullest potential, and that is where fulfillment will truly find you. I promise you that. Great character development from Bakugo here. Much to the chagrin of All Might, Bakugo refuses to dodge the blast All For One is building up, and instead bides his time, waiting until All For One explodes. Nani? Bakugo explains that his explosions are weaker in the rain since the nitroglycerin sweat becomes diluted, but by enveloping his explosive sweat droplets in normal sweat droplets, they eventually mix and explode from an outside stimulus. Like, for example, All For One charging up all that energy. What's really amazing here is it's not even Bakugo's sheer power that is letting him win this fight. It's his cleverness. Bakugo actually shot sweat drops into All For One's mouth when attacking him previously, and All For One, being too enraged and in his head, thinking about how much Bakugo resembles Kudo, failed to notice this. This, of course, yet again angers the now petulant child version of All For One even more, and he yells at Bakugo saying, "You're just a side character. This is my story." But then All For One notices, I can't mix quirk factors together, and it's got nothing to do with Bakugo's explosion and that last attack. We see the Vestige world, and Hawks tells All For One, "You lost control because of your negative emotions. Shigaraki was your ultimate downfall." First of all, can we just appreciate for a second that even in the afterlife, Hawks has Riz? I mean, look at him with the girls and the fans galore. The Rizzler strikes again. He's just, ain't nothing changed, you know? He's kicking back, finally having that cold one. It's really nice to see that everyone from Hawks to Tokoyami to now Bakugo, all that accumulated damage and psychological taunting of All For One, it really did add up in the end. And that everyone who lost against All For One and made the ultimate sacrifice, well, it wasn't in vain. They finally got to him, they finally weakened him, and they made the Villain King finally snap. Bakugo, with a collective spark, finishes off the delusions, and All For One once and for all. The Villain King is no more. While this is amazing, I mean, huzzah! The Villain King is dead. Thank you, Bakugo. But is Bakugo now out of energy to do another one of these explosions? Because Deku could really use another one of these against Shigaraki. I don't see how Bakugo and Deku both wouldn't fight Shigaraki as a motif in the story and them working together, especially because they're always doing it in the movies against the worst villains. But at the same time, let's remember, Bakugo is running on fumes here, and Edgeshot is holding his heart together. I don't see how Bakugo can just keep going like this and enter another full-on, full-fledged fight against Shigaraki. Makes you wonder, does Deku need to stall Shigaraki in order for Bakugo to heal a little bit, or will Deku actually end up defeating Shigaraki alone, or at least with some of the heroes from Class 1A, but not with Bakugo? What do you think? Will Bakugo be involved in the final fight? The silver lining, if Bakugo is out of this fight, is that I don't see All For One, even if he is alive, delivering those quirks to Shigaraki anytime soon, unless Horikoshi really wanted to pull one over on us. It's just really not going to happen. I think All For One is rewound, and now Shigaraki won't become as powerful as he was meant to be. I'm not going to go so far as to say that Shigaraki is somehow weakened by this, because he's not, and Deku is going to have one heck of a fight in front of him, so I really hope he does get Bakugo's help. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What does this final move in defeating All For One mean for Bakugo, Shigaraki, and Deku in the fight to come? As a Christmas update for you guys, because My Hero Academia goes on break next week and then the next chapter doesn't drop until December 25th, I likely won't be able to make a video because I will be traveling that day and the week after, likely. The only way I could is if spoilers dropped on the 24th, which again I might be traveling on, or maybe the 23rd and I could rush out a video. But that being said, I probably will just enjoy the holiday and won't overwork myself. So I don't anticipate, because of the vacation I'll be taking, making any videos until the new year. So I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and everyone have a good end of the year, and I look forward to a 2024, making more videos for you guys, better videos, and a year of content ahead. So as always, Plus Ultra.